professional last 16 match shortly.
When I remember.
We've had the handshakes, and now we'll be getting down to the lag.
Yeah, just wait for.
And I am going to hand over
Okay, ready when you are.
for this match and leave you in the very, very capable hands of Kevin Barton.
Thank you, Dan. You can go have a little well-earned rest, and we'll be hearing Dan's expertise commentary a little bit later. In the meantime, you've got second prize, and we'll see if we can provide an expert to join me in the next few minutes. We're just frantically looking round for an expert.
First frame, Rob Donkin to break. Time running.
So just about to get underway now. And it is Rob Donkin to get the action underway. Rob, who has won an event on the IPA
10 seconds.
a couple of years back, I think. Very, very capable performer. Been a bit under the weather this weekend. Not virus related, I'm pleased to report, but yeah, it's just been a little bit under it. But a very, very accomplished player. And his opponent, Jack Whelan, one of the form players of last season and one of the very best in the business. Won the World Championship in 2015. Superb performance that year. Last year was back in the winner's circle. He's back on the practice table and putting the hours in, and you can certainly see the results from that. Pretty much every event last year he was in the mixer somewhere, and here he is again this weekend, another event. But same results, and getting to the business end yet again. So great to see him back in, continuing on from the form he had last year. He literally was probably the most consistent player last year. Maybe only Liam Dunster pipped him a little bit, but there wasn't much in it.
Seconds.
And first error there from Jack. Probably just couldn't see enough of that yellow. Thought he could pinch a little bit of the pocket, but not easy to do on these tables. They are unforgiving, as they should be. And the first real opportunity now of this frame to Rob. And absolutely delighted to be joined by last night's, I won't describe him as last night's runner-up, but just one of the legends of the game. Been around almost as long as I have, Lee Clough. Lee, welcome into the box.
Thanks, Kev. Good afternoon, everyone.
How are you today after yesterday's tough day on a Saturday at the Tor?
Tired, yeah. Yeah, no, buzzing with what I did like, but I stayed up, had a few drinks last night, so feeling a bit tired today, but yeah, happy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously disappointed to lose. We've all been there a little bit, but overall, you must be pleased to just be competing at that level and know that you're still delivering at that level.
Oh, definitely. I didn't think I'd do as well as what I've done, really, because now the schedule's changed where you play all day on the Saturday. Pretty much, what a shot that is, by the way. pretty much, without a break at some points. I just thought it might be a bit too much for me because I'm not getting any younger. But yeah, I've surprised myself. Managed to get to 2 finals in the last 4 tours, I think it is. So yeah, I'm delighted.
And that's on top of your success at the World Champs in the seniors event, which is a minefield in itself with the standard that's in that event.
Yeah, I went thinking because I won it the year before that, obviously could win it, but wouldn't because I won it the year before. It's obviously difficult to retain, but yeah, somehow managed to do it again. Yeah,
somehow. The master of the understatement, Lee Clough. Yeah, I mean, me and you go back, back in the day, probably 80s, late 80s.
I think I went to my first ever tournament around 1989. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did it finish in 1989?
It probably finished very early for me. Yeah, back then. I didn't win too many matches back then.
What? So that's an interesting point. You're a guy who's used to winning. You've won titles. You've got plenty of silverware at home. What do you think makes you? What's the difference? What turned you into a winner? What is it? Is it an instinct that you have, that killer instinct at times? Is it just your consistency, or what is it that makes you the player you are and a person that wins titles? Because most people who play pool will not win a title.
I don't know. I can't explain that one. I always like to think that I don't give in. I think I struggle with self-confidence. I don't think when I go that I can win tournaments, but I'll always try my hardest in a game, and then obviously the next game and the next game, and obviously once you start winning a few rounds and going deep, then maybe your mind starts thinking towards about, maybe I can actually win this event. But when I first went on the IPA, which was about 2004, I think it was.
It was.
Yeah. I didn't. I genuinely didn't think that I'd be good enough to win an event, but managed to win a few. But I think that's just the way I think, because people who know me just say that you're insane. Basically they think I can compete at any level, and I suppose I've proved that.
So just watch this shot that you said was an amazing shot. I mean, it was a great shot. It was so unlucky just to knock the yellow in front of the red.
It was, yeah. And then he had a tough opportunity to then stun into the yellow again, but he's just caught his ball first and it went wrong. Yeah.
Is tournament play your thing? We see lots of outside of the tournaments. See quite a few challenge matches going on in clubs and stuff, and that's great for clubs and can generate revenues there. But has tournaments always been your thing? Is that the things that gets the juices going, sort of thing? Playing against the best players.
Yeah, since playing on the IPA, and probably from around 97, 98, when they started to be national amateur events and things like that, which I did well in. Played on a tour in Scotland for a few years, and just loved the challenge of playing against the best players. And when I stepped up to the IPA, obviously it felt like a massive step up. but Darren Appleton,
Extension call.
Chris Melling, Jason Twist, Potsy, Hill, Kendall. It was just all Phil Harrison. It was just all them sort of names. So I just obviously didn't really think that I'd had a chance of winning an event. But yeah, just loved competing against them guys. You obviously don't like losing, but if you've lost and you've not done too much wrong, then obviously it's easier to get over. And against them guys, you sometimes just got blown off the table. So yeah, I love. That's why I started playing again. A couple of years ago, just seeing a lot of things that the IPA were doing with the streaming, etc., and just found myself watching it more and more at home, and just decided to start playing again. Yeah, I just like the look of it again.
That's interesting insight there. Interesting. Did you stop playing completely, or did you just still play locally, or?
No, completely. When I dropped off the IPA in, I think it was 2013, and 2012 was a good year for me as well. So it was a bit strange, but I just sort of like lost my buzz for playing. I had zero enthusiasm for practice, unfortunately, and there was quite a lot of politics going on at the time as well. So it just wasn't enjoyable. So when I stopped playing local league and everything. I literally didn't play one frame competitive pool for about 4 years. I just played local league snooker 1 or 2 nights a week and a lot of golf in the summer. I didn't play. Great shot there. I didn't play any pool at all. Didn't really miss it really until I started getting the buzz back again, watching all the coverage.
And you talk about that sort of era, the Potts, the Hill, the Mellin era, and where we are now with the game. I mean, it's people talk about them being the golden era, but my view is that I think the golden era is now because the strength in depth of players that can win a tournament. And I mean the rules obviously help, and it's not saying people are better or anything like that, but there is more players at the top level who can win tournaments.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah, I mean the standard at the top. Oh, if that's come out, which I'm not sure it has, that would have been absolutely fantastic. Maybe he's got a cross double. Yeah, the standard is obviously very, very good. I mean, the new players that just come on every year, and there's always a handful of them that you think could possibly go close to winning the tour event or even winning it. Yeah. So the standard is really, another great shot there.
He gets a kiss. Oh.
Jeez. Yeah, he's a bit of a shot maker, Rob, isn't he? He can pull anything out.
Yeah, and he has won a tour event previously, and he's sort of one of those players that he won't be on probably people's top 5, 6 of people who are going to win, but we've seen the sort of shots that he's capable of already.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, he's just kind of handed it on a plate again to Jack there with a little mistake.
Yeah, you're saying about the young players coming through. They're pretty fearless, aren't they? The way they're playing the game now, and the creativity that the rules allow you to play.
Yeah, I totally agree. Obviously, with this rule set, it's so much more attacking. So, when I first started playing, it was pretty much all tactics, and I just couldn't imagine playing that way anymore. It's. I know there's more than one way to win a match. I get that. I used to enjoy the tactics side back in the day, but I'd just rather it was like this now. Just more open and attacking, and it is obviously it's a lot better to watch as well.
So Jack's not messing around here, but he's. I'm sure this wouldn't have been his number one pattern option at the start of the clearance, but
he's pretty good there though.
And Jack, one of those players last year, ultra impressive, ultra consistent, back to his brilliant best.
Yeah, he had a really good year last year, didn't he? If I remember rightly, I think he won the pro event tour one last year, didn't he? In Belfast, yeah. Yeah, so he's looking to repeat that, and obviously there's no reason why he can't. He is one of the best. He's obviously very confident player as well. He doesn't hang about. But like so many, when he's flowing, he just makes the game look so easy.
I'll just see this double again from Rob. Great double.
It's really unlucky. Just to not have some kind of shot. Yeah.
Just any sort of bit more firmer kiss on that red.
I wasn't sure if the white flicked the. Sorry, if the yellow flicked the white as well to put a bit of extra pace on it, or whether he just got too much into the white.
For the shot before as well, the one he clipped his yellow down the rail, sent the white across to bump into the cluster. I mean, that is an eggs in one basket kind of shot.
It was, yeah. I mean, he's executed it perfect. You know, you just want to get a really good full contact on the balls, but you are obviously relying on a little bit of luck. If you're going into balls all the time on your finishes, then you are relying on luck, and some days you're just not going to get many finishes. It's always better if you can just land on balls or get them out when there's lots of options on the table to land on something else.
Any so first event of the new season, lots of new faces and new professionals. Anyone that's I know you were playing for most of yesterday, but anyone that caught your eye, you thought, oh, not seen him before, and one to look out for?
Well, like you say, I was playing all day. I know there's a few lads that I think have been playing on the world rules side of things that I expect to do quite well this year. For example, Shane Thompson. He's one of the best players. I think he's one of the best that's come on.
Josh Kane, another one.
Josh Kane was on last year, though.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm sure Josh was on last year. Yeah.
Okay. I can't
yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe you're right. I just thought he was. Maybe I'm getting confused with the World Championships, but yeah, with, like you said, with playing all day, I didn't really see any other pool. So, but yeah, there's just top players coming on every year, isn't there? It's.
Is there any particular players who you prefer to play against than others? You know, whether it be just because you like to watch them play, or because their style suits yours, or for whatever reason? Is there?
I'm not really too fussed because I'm quite slow and methodical, as we could say. I don't actually enjoy playing those sort of players because it's not that I'm worried about playing them. I treat everyone with the same respect. It's just I just feel like the match could get bogged down with just too much tactics, and I do like the game to flow. I mean, even if they're difficult, I do like to go for them. I just take a bit longer than most other players. So I don't like playing matches that take 2 hours, because I find that if you go far in the tournament and all your matches are taking 2 hours and everyone else is winning in an hour 10, I just think once you get to the quarter semis, they're just going to be fresher than you. And I tend to. It never happened yesterday, fortunately, probably because my matches weren't dragging on. But I just tend to run out of steam sometimes. I just feel like that I just haven't got enough left in the tank at the end of the day. You get to the table, you're not really seeing the finishes. Oh, really unlucky there. He nearly pulled another great shot out. It's perfect as well. He's left the ball nicely into the corner, or dropped the ball in the middle and ball in the middle. It was over, wasn't it?
I mean, even though like Rob's 2-0 down and, may well go 3-0 down, you can see the kind of player he is. He is ultra aggressive, if not one of the most attacking players. I mean, he's looking for finishes that most normal people wouldn't even be considering, doubles, crashing into balls, and,
it tends to be pretty much the way, though, doesn't it, for these top guys? They're always looking for the finish. They see solutions more than problems. They just think, that don't go, but it doubles, and I can get that out off this ball, etc. I can land behind that. Like Jack was, obviously these balls didn't look great after that cannon, but he's obviously all he's thinking about is still getting them.
Yeah, the double has almost become a standard shot. When we were playing in the late 80s, early 90s, the double was like, oh my goodness, it's, I don't want to go for one of them. And now it's like, it's just standard. It's just a routine shot. The game.
It is a big shot to perfect. Definitely, I found that my doubling wasn't very good. He's all right. I found that my doubling wasn't very good, and just did put a bit of time into it, and I feel like it. It's paid off. But on this cloth as well, I almost think the doubling's easier, because when you have a nap cloth that's new, you're almost guessing a little bit with the doubling, because you're allowing for the slide. But on these blue cloths, I just feel like it holds the line better. Obviously, if you hit it really hard, it does straighten up a bit more. But you know that.
Right.
So that error from Jack. Looked for the skill shot combination and didn't quite work out. Potted the red, but just forgot to put his own yellow. Just handed that over to Rob, who actually made quite hard work of that easy finish, I think.
It was.
Here we go.
Yeah.
That was the shot he was looking for. You talk about the ultra aggressiveness, and he was looking for that. How could he? Looking for that. That's the skill shot in the rules that allows you to play so aggressive.
Yeah, he just, when he's potted the ball at the bulk end of the table, I think he's just ran about a foot too far, hasn't he, and left that cut a little bit thinner than he would have liked. I mean, he obviously still going to fancy getting it. He'll be disappointed he didn't get it. But I think it was a much-needed frame for Rob there. It's not that he can't win from 3-0 down, but you certainly don't want to be giving these guys big head starts.
Leading 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Yeah, I mean, a confident Jack Whelan is a tough ask if he's on his game. I always remember about when he won the World Championships. His break was the best I think the game had ever seen at that point in time. He was potting 2s and 3s at every frame, not like just getting one here and there. He was so consistent with the break, and you can see then he's absolutely mullered them, but obviously just been a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, I think he had cue issues, because I played doubles with him at the World Championships, obviously twice, and I think he, if I remember rightly, it was probably not the greatest story, because I can't remember all the details, but it was something like he found like an airline crack in his cue, and he feels, like I say, I can't remember if he's had it repaired or he's got a different cue, but I don't think his break's been as consistently good since then. I remember him mentioning that to me, but yeah, he has got a really good break. He belts them straight down the middle, and they do explode. But you do need a bit of luck, don't you? I mean, he's hit them great, and they've gone everywhere. Balls are in jaws, etc., but nothing's gone in. I played him on the tour yesterday, and he wetting off his first 2 breaks, and then I think he's potted on his 3rd but left no shot, and then wetting off on his 4th break. I mean, it happens to everybody, doesn't it? It's even when you've got a great break, you still have them days where you just can't buy one.
Probably the most frustrating aspect of the game. You can be in the form of your life, but if you can't create the chances, you just physically can't win.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, whenever I've done well in an event, I've broke quite. I don't think my break's my strongest point, but it's been terrible at times, for finding balls. But whenever I do well, my breaks. I think he's under at that one a tad. My break's always been quite good on that day. You need it. You definitely need the break to be working to compete at this level. You can't be giving the first chance away all the time. Oh. Well, I'm not sure he's left Jack any kind of shot, but Rob will be very disappointed there that he's not got back on level terms.
Yeah, and that stemmed from the quite poor positional shot just before it, where he didn't screw anywhere near back enough.
Yeah, he obviously had a big margin of error. That's a pretty clever shot there from Jack.
Has he left the treble?
Possibly twice across, but there's not. I couldn't. I'm not really too sure what else he could have done.
Can he bend that?
He's.
Here we go. There's the table technician.
Hold on to your hats. Yeah,
Foul?
no, that wasn't the greatest effort,
One
was
free
it?
shot, one visit.
Unfortunately for Rob there, tough shot. Maybe the twice across was the better option.
It looked a natural angle-ish, but
natural angle-ish.
That's the limit of my vocabulary on a Sunday morning, I think. Well, that's worked out quite well.
Yeah. Obviously, he didn't know exactly where they're going, but it would have been unlucky not to.
If that bounces awkwardly. Wow, why did he?
I'm not really too sure what's happened there.
He had no need to bounce that.
The only thing I could think of is that he wasn't playing to kick it. He was playing to get on the one on the rail next, but he has kicked it.
Well, he's left Rob a clip.
That is
strange.
I just think it's so uncharacteristic of Jack that. I mean, not only to not get them, but to make such a hash of them last two shots. He's given him an opportunity of sneaking this in.
This is a thin one.
It's tough, very tough.
He's overthinned it.
Actually overcut it.
Foul.
So
one free shot.
Jack will be relieved to see that black still on the table.
Where's the white going? Where's the white going?
Heart in mouth time.
That looked to be on its way in. Just put the brakes on.
Extension called.
But it's all there for the taking for this frame.
Another strange one from Jack there. He mustn't be feeling 100% this morning.
Yeah, we saw this in Corey Reese's match with Marsh.
That's confident pot. Should be okay now.
Just a few shots. The white was just on a bungee rope, as we'd sort of say, and pulled out an excellent shot to retrieve the situation, just as Jack did there. He could have quite easily, just not really hit it with any confidence, but punched it in as he likes to play the shots, and back on track.
There we go, 3-1. Probably, even though Jack's in front, both players won't be totally happy with how they're playing so far, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been a funny match so far. Some brilliance and some strange shot selections. So we touched on, you called yourself a methodical type player. I have heard that phrase used before, as it happens. But interestingly, you had a few matches yesterday on the shot clock, 30 seconds, which is, a bit of a sprint.
Yes.
And I know that's something that you probably don't feel ultra comfortable with, but it didn't seem to do you any harm. So do you think it forces the mindset, forces the way you need to play, rather than if you were playing on an outside
Fifth
table,
frame, Donkin to
there's a
break.
different
Try
mentality,
and 3 frames
different
to 1.
mindset, because there's no shot clock in
running.
place.
Yeah, possibly. A few of my friends and other people think that I'm possibly a better player on a timer. I can be my own worst enemy sometimes. If I'm slightly out of position, I just take too much time looking at the next shot, thinking about the fact that I'm 2 inches out of position rather than just cracking on like everyone else. And you can't do that with the 30-second timer. It's brutal, to say the least. It just goes in no time. If the balls are open, it's
10
it's
seconds.
not too bad.
Simple.
It's just obviously when, like this situation now for Rob, it's he's come to the table. It's not straightforward. The last thing you want to hear is that 10-second call when you've not really made your mind up what to do. But you've got to play a shot, and obviously when you feel a bit rushed, you can play, a poor shot. So it's, as far as me feeling comfortable, yeah, it's okay when the balls are open. I just don't. Oh, he's missed again in there. I just don't feel comfortable when when the balls are in a difficult position or you've left yourself in trouble with a bad positional shot. You just need that little bit more thinking time. So I suppose it's good for the viewers when there's more mistakes. It's just not good for the player sat in his chair when he's just missed and he's hearing the time going. He's thinking, I've got to play a shot, and plays a bad one. You torture yourself in the chair.
So another missed opportunity for Rob. So it could be another frame that just gets away from him.
Yeah, and another slightly awkward position for Jack, I think, here. I don't think this was his initial route, but
We take this off the red.
I'm thinking the black didn't go, so he wanted to leave that yellow till last to put the black in the other middle. We can't really tell. Oh, from the overhead, it definitely doesn't go, does it? I'm wondering if he was just trying to bounce that black out there when he's punched that ball in the middle.
Well, I think this yellow must go into this corner bag.
Oh, the yellow, yeah, the yellow definitely goes. So he's probably looking at, if he catches the black not too full, he should be on it. Ooh, just even, and if he'd have caught the red, the white would have come out to the middle of the table and left the black into the bottom corner.
So this needs to be potted.
Oh,
And he was way off.
that was wide for Jack. So pretty routine finish there for Rob. against simple black and it's 3-2. And I think with the mistakes he's made so far, he's going to be delighted
Frame.
to be in the match at 3-2. And Jack will be kicking himself. Just one of these players just needs to get a stranglehold on the game, I think, here, and they could run away with it because they're both making mistakes.
Yeah, it's quite surprising to see that number of mistakes, but they're not robots, I guess.
Absolutely not.
And yeah, it's
6th frame.
it's when you see
Jack
the
Whelan to break.
players who make it
Leading
look
3
so
frames to
easy,
2.
and then
Time running.
it's not always like that, is
You
it?
just think they're going to do it all the time, don't you? But obviously, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't work. I wish it did work like that, but I just tend to think of people like Jack, etc. as, you know, they just never miss the routine finishes. But obviously, everybody does at some time.
And the much lauded Jack Whelan break that we were singing the praises of has gone
Yeah.
up dry again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether he feels like they're exploding as well as they normally do, but he's getting them moving. I
seconds.
mean, look at the spread around the table.
Yeah. See exactly what Rob needs.
Yeah, he's just got one area to develop, which I was thinking he'd left now, but maybe that yellow doesn't. I thought he was going to pop the yellow in the middle and kick it out, the red out, but it mustn't go. So he's gone for that option, and he's played that really well.
That is a class shot there from Rob Donkin. I mean, he's played some fantastic shots in this match, and just a couple of nudges and things here and there, he could have been. He could have still been 4-1 up.
Yeah, he's just taking care, I suppose, of the like that there.
Yeah.
Taking care of the simple things. That's why, you know, you get some players that just never seem, like, for instance, Liam Dunster, he never seems to get the simple things wrong. And it
Extension
just
call.
makes a difference at the end of the match. Like Rob, again, he could have overscrewed that and it'd have been on something. And now he's got to play a shot.
Yeah, long one at distance.
Yeah, should be back in position now. He's played that quite well. I mean, it's not like we fancied him to miss the pot, but if you land perfect all the time, you don't miss the finishes. But if you leave yourself work to do all the time, then you're going to miss more finishes than you get.
It's like there, he had a very simple shot. He only had to move the whites maybe 6 inches and probably just moved it 3. I mean, you're right, his retreat situation.
I think he was just about on the limit of still pretty perfect, yeah.
But this black to get back on level terms in this professional event, last 16 match. And
it wasn't in the middle of the pocket, but they all count. They all count.
Just about scraped in, and that missed black from Jack has basically cost him 2 frames.
Yes, which happens so often, doesn't it, in these events?
So we can just catch up there on some of the last 16 matches, and still in the early phases. Interesting in the middle there, Connor Tracy, new professional this year, and
it's someone who I don't know at all. Actually, I mean, he could walk past me now, and I wouldn't. I apologies to anyone who knows Connor. I just, you know, I've never met the guy.
Rob Donkin to break. 3 frames up.
Giving the
Three
Premier
all.
League champion a run for his money.
3-all with Neil is, yeah, he's obviously playing well.
So frame 7, Rob Donkin to break. Lining it up before the explosion, and there's balls flying in everywhere. I couldn't quite keep track of it.
One of each, I think. The white was tracking towards the middle. I don't know if it'd have made it.
Well, it
Might have
it
done.
would have been. Both were in the same pocket in a hurry after each other. The red and the yellow.
He'd opt in for
10
yellows.
seconds.
Black's obviously not ideal, but
No.
I think the way Rob plays, I don't think he's right bothered. Just
Yeah, there's a bit of work. There's a bit of work to do.
yeah,
Extension call.
this match locked up at 3 frames all. Which way is it going to go?
Oh, I think he might have felt that that's pulled away a little bit, maybe there. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe just drifted a shiver. It was always the top side, I think, and
Yeah.
just sort of held
yeah.
its line a touch. If Jack just tried to give the black a little nudge there. Could try it from this next shot. He's got options if he wants to move it. Are you looking to move it in this situation, or are you just going to take your medicine on it?
I'd like to get the black out, but I wouldn't just
10 seconds.
aimlessly get it out, because I'd just like to think, right, what ball am I going to be on when I get it out? If you trust in to luck to land on a ball, then I'd just leave it alone. It's like you mentioned it there. I just felt like if it had gone into the black there and left the white where the black was, then the only option would have been to pot the red up the rail,
10 seconds.
and you couldn't then get on that ball in the middle and get down for these, which is kind of how he's landed anyway, because he played a poor shot on the previous shot.
Yeah, it's certainly making tough work of this at the moment.
You know, like we were discussing earlier, these guys don't really miss them straightforward doubles, and they'd always back themselves to knock a ball down the rail, so, you know, leave it there. But yeah, once again, it looks like Jack's having a bit of a struggle today. I'll be disappointed again, he's not done better there. So another chance for Rob.
That's it's landed a little bit awkward. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got the plant, but it's a thin one, or he's got the one.
Well,
to
the ball in the middle. Let's see. This is if I don't know whether it is, but if he could pot that ball in the middle and kiss the black, that's where I wouldn't mind going into it, because obviously you got a ball over the hole, but I don't think it's the angle. So I would always say, you know, I'd leave the black where it was. If it was gonna maybe cost you position, then you don't touch it. If it does go somewhere, then at least you're gonna get a shot on it.
Mm. So in this situation now, are you going to look to play the black in the bottom corner, or the double?
Myself, I would probably play for the double. If it was another 6-8 inches down the rail, I'd be happy with it down the rail. He's played for it down the rail anyway. It's personal preference, though. I mean, some people look at these balls down the rail and, you know, they'd prefer that to doubling a ball and vice versa.
These are tough when they're just off the cushion.
He's played.
Oh, that is a fantastic
It
shot.
was never anything but in that. Great shot.
Superb shot.
Like I say, they just back themselves to knock these balls in.
Because anything on that near knuckle, and that would not have gone in. Our senior referee there, Scott Whelan, just racking the balls up. So Rob just edges ahead 4-3.
Jack's probably sat there thinking, how am I behind?
Yeah, he's going to be he's going to be a little bit frustrated, I think, Jack, at the way he's performed so far.
Definitely. But long way to go.
8th frame, Jack willing to break, trailing 4
Do you
frames
do you
to 3.
prefer the longer
Time up.
races or the sets format? What's your sort of preference in? Depend on the event, of course.
Yeah, I don't know really. I prefer the pro event 1st to 8 than the tour 1st to 7. You know, 7 can be a bit short, but you know I understand why it is 7. But it's just long enough. If you know, it's not like you're just playing like a best of 7 or something. You know, obviously best of 7 at pools.
Coin flip.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, at this level. I quite like the sets format of the World Championships. You're always in the game, aren't you? You know, you can get battered the first 2 sets, but if you nick that 3rd set 4-3, then you're fully in the game. Obviously, if you're playing like a 1st to 11 and you're 8-1 down, it's tough going to say the least from there. I'm not a massive fan of the long races.
Jack getting back into his stride in this frame.
Yeah.
Doesn't mess about though, does he?
No, he doesn't. You can't really mess about with the timer anyway. He's slightly under it. He should be okay, just screw into the yellow. We're just going to say it was just all about that shot there. As long as he just played that shot well, then it's over. Looks very close to that yellow. Can he just hold? Is he just straight enough just to nip the white? Hold for the same pocket?
Skidding on.
Oh my goodness! I think it's landed touch in the yellow. He wasn't quite straight enough, was he? But I think he has overhit it. I think he could have played that a bit softer.
Oh, he might be lucky. He's getting down to play it straight away. And just makes the pot.
He's had to play it near Joel. He mustn't have been able to see any more than that.
A little smile from Rob there.
Yeah,
Jack.
he must have been wondering if he was going to get back to the table when he's seen that white stick to the yellow. He can laugh about it now, but he wouldn't have been laughing if he couldn't have seen the black.
Yeah, so we're struggling a bit with the Wi-Fi here and the internet connections. Can't bring you any updated scores at the moment. Been plagued all weekend with that, but we.
It's only the year 2020, Kev. You can't expect good Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, have we got 5G in this country yet? Oh, have we got any G in this country? I'm not sure. Bournemouth has got its share of G at the moment. These things were sent to challengers. I don't know how we coped before Wi-Fi
frame,
and
Rob Donkin to
4G.
break.
Do you? What
Four
did
frames
we do in the 80s?
Time
How
running.
did we?
It's too long ago. I can't
To
remember.
go to a phone box to ring somebody up to find out what the
I
score
think
was.
I did. Yeah. How did we ever find out about pool tournaments, etc.?
I think you got something in the post, something back in the day.
The post.
The post.
What's
yeah,
that?
The postman used to bring something.
Who's he? Oof.
Dry from Rob. It's a good old crunch. Part the white well, just got a little nudge back, but
They seemed to open well, didn't they? I think. I mean, if you're gonna break dry, that's how
10
to
seconds.
break dry.
Extension called.
you can't teach that sort of thing, can you?
No.
So Jack's almost was forced to go pot a ball into, forced to pot a red.
Yeah, it was the only ball he could get, and he could only just get it. And I'm just wondering, will he still attack, or Is he still looking? I mean, if he can get on this red at the bottom end of the table and play it off the yellow, it
10
plants his other red out. But I can't 100% tell if the black's potable. And obviously it is well guarded as well. He might be looking at going into that ball now. I was thinking the red by the black spot. If you could have got on that.
Yep. Well, if he's going to get on it, it's got to be from this ball.
Kicks the red up to the corner. He's gone in off that. Well,
It's not that great.
No, I was going to say it's better, but not great. But it's probably. I mean, I'm not even sure it's better because he's not even got any position.
Well, he's not holding back.
No, aye, trick shots. No, just covering a bag.
He's just basically replaced the yellow with the red that was over that centre pocket. So I'm pretty certain Rob's not going to hold back.
No, I was just going to say, is it Rob's turn to throw everything at it? Again, yellow's lots of work to do. What's the plan of attack here, I wonder? Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably would have just liked another couple of inches on that. He could have kicked the yellow away from the middle and still been on the one down the rail.
Needs to slow down. That's good. It's amazing the brand of pool that is getting played these days. I mean, you would never have seen a frame like this a few years ago. You know, both players just attacking from the off. You know, one might, if they'd have fallen down in the break, the other person would have been a little bit more tactical. You know, trying to draw the foul and get 2 shots for the clearance.
Yeah.
And now it's just fighting fire with fire. It's just all out warfare, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it, yeah. Oh, another careless one from Rob.
And he's freed the black up as well.
I think he was maybe trying to just pinch it slightly for some reason. Good shot there from Jack.
You can't pinch on these pockets.
Barring something careless, it looks reasonably straightforward. He's drilled that, but he's had the flick of dreams there.
It's all about millimetres, this game.
So routine red into the corner and black over the middle for his lead back.
Into the heart of the pocket, and frame 9 will go the way of the 2015 World Champ and one of the form players of last year, Jack Whelan.
Back in front at 5-4.
So hopefully we might get some scores at some point. But wow, we've had some technical problems this weekend, particularly around the internet. It's been very challenging.
Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? When just trying to get on Q score, you can't even do that. But
we've had a great weekend away. Have you enjoyed the weekend here in Bournemouth? First time we've been to this venue.
Yes, I have enjoyed it. It's obviously a long way for me to travel, so I came Thursday night, so I felt a bit fresher Friday. But yeah, I've had a good weekend. Obviously, it helps if you do well, like. But it's been good. It's been good. The pool room's a good room, I thought. Yeah, excellent.
Good crowd watching last night as well for the final.
Yeah, that was good to see. it's definitely provides a better atmosphere, and you don't really, to be honest with you, even though there's a lot of people there, you don't really think about it while you're playing. You forget. You just, when you're in the zone, you just forget. You forget about the cameras. You forget about the amount of people watching. You just play the game. It's you're edgy enough anyway because it's a major final, and you're under a bit of shot clock pressure at times. But yeah, enjoyed it.
And the next event, all being well, will be coming from Walsall Football Club in the middle of May. We'll just have to see how things develop in the world.
See if any more pandemics break out.
Yeah.
He's played that very nice. I was just checking, I think, see the black goes into the bottom right, which I think it will do.
Hopefully the peak of the problem will have passed and we can start to buy toilet rolls again in the shops.
Don't. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, we're all at a disadvantage because we've been away all weekend, and by the time we go home tomorrow, there'll be nothing in the shops.
Yeah, but on the plus side, I've not been using any while I've been here, so I've slipped up really. I should have borrowed one from my hotel.
Has he come far enough there?
Well, he could have gone too far the other side, and he's left himself a couple of inches short, but I think he'll be okay. He's going to probably be really close. Oh, he's thought I'm just going to go into it. Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Couldn't really see him not being on it, playing that way.
Yep. So that's another one on the board for Jack. He's 2 away from a place in yet another quarter-final. His consistency is second to none. I think there's probably only Liam Dunster who could probably have rivaled him last year. I'm not sure who got the most points last year, but I know Jack I think he was top 2.
Yeah, he was very consistent, weren't he? He was playing some great stuff. Liam was probably the man, but it's just so tough, though, isn't it? I mean, you think you've had a bad few events, but if you go through the results and just pick someone out from the top 10, and you'd probably just see, oh right, yeah, they had a last 16, they had a last 32, then a last 16, and it's just because of the standards so amazing. It's very easy for that to happen. Every event, the big, there's always some big names have gone out after a couple of rounds.
Yep. It was a good hit from Roby Park, the white, in the centre of the table. As we'll see on this replay, watch the white just spins back and grinds to a halt there.
I just didn't feel like they exploded quite the same. I know they opened, but
they're all in the bottom end of the table, aren't they?
Yeah, I didn't feel like he hit them quite as good. Maybe he just didn't quite time it as well as he's been hitting them. I think Jack's used his extension there for that tricky little first shot, and he's played it nice.
Yeah, hit that well.
So he's just quickly got to try and plan out his route here. Sometimes you just don't get enough time to fully plan out your route, so you just sort of think about the first couple of shots, and then after you've potted a ball, just carry on thinking again. It's just very easy to run out of time, like I managed to do a couple of times yesterday.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, because obviously if you're playing on the outer tables where there is no shot clock, you can probably meticulously plan your route for all 7 or 8 balls, or however many you've got to go. Yeah. But as you say, when you've only got 30 seconds, you probably can only maybe plan 2 or 3, and maybe the last couple, and
Yeah.
and in the middle you're just sort of winging it a bit.
Yeah, sometimes it's they just look a bit awkward. You fancy getting them, you just need to work out, when you want to go into that, or which order is best to take them. But as the times, he's played that very well.
What a shot!
A lot of run inside. Sometimes you just haven't got enough time to do it fully, so you just end up thinking, well, I want this suit. I think that's going to be my ball for the black, and then you just pot the first ball, get on something, and then just use like another 20 seconds of then to just, fully work it out again.
Well, that was some shot he played on that screw back shot.
Yeah. It's a bit more like Jack Whelan, that.
It's just the end of the frame. He'd done all the hard work at this point.
They were there, but he made them look. I think he made them look easier than what they were.
Down the black goes. So, Rob Donkin, what have you got left? You got it all to do. It's going to need a little bit of help somewhere along the line from the Jack Whelan break. At 7-4 in a race to 8.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll have forgot about the early part of the match now anyway, because Jack's that kind of character. But he'll be happy to be 7-4 up now after it was looking a bit ropey in the middle of the game. Just hoping for a ball and a chance to see out the match. It wasn't his greatest contact.
Right, it is.
Yeah, I think he's tried to adopt the safety break again, I think, there.
Yeah, watch this white.
Doesn't make good contact with the front ball, because Jack likes to ping the white straight back down the line, and it went sideways. That's probably the difference there. So I think Rob's got a little tricky yellow in the middle first shot, which he's got. And probably now another tricky shot.
Yeah, he concentrated on the pot that much. I think he probably forgot about the positional side.
Yeah, he's not quite landed where he wanted.
He's just not quite brought
10
all
seconds.
the elements of his game. Is he clipping this in the middle? Wow.
Fantastic pot.
Wow, great shot.
And it's come out really. Obviously, he was trusting a little bit to look with the cannon. He probably thought, well, I've got the yellow over the bag, I'll be on something, and it's come out well. Yeah, again, judged that nicely.
Yeah, it's felt like Rob's sort of close to being in amazing form,
Yeah,
but just not quite.
just a couple of careless shots, isn't it? I think maybe more position than anything. These guys don't really miss if they're in good position, but if you're leaving yourself awkward all the time, then you're going to miss balls.
So it's just going to come down to this last positional shot.
Yeah, just take a bit of care here. Just land somewhere between the black and the yellow.
Oh, it's way short.
Oh, he's short.
And it's just that little bit of...
Just again, a bit careless. I mean, I think he'd still be okay, but...
Is he going to have to send this... Well, if the black goes in the bottom, or the top right as we're looking, is okay. But is he going to have to send this round?
I think he could just slow roll it. Yeah, he's played
Yeah, it was okay.
really good. Well, maybe just gone a couple of inches further than leaving it easy, but...
You'd have had a 10-minute look at this one, wouldn't you, if you'd have been on a...
Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Stays in the game, 7-5.
Frame.
We're just going to see that that great clip from Rob. That was some clip, that.
Yeah, it was. Blind pocket, very tough. You can't, when you're cueing that ball, you look in the opposite direction, so you can't really see the pocket in your vision. So it was a tremendous pot, which doesn't surprise me with Rob, because he is a fantastic potter, great shot maker.
I think he's got a bit of a snooker background, I think.
Yeah, I don't know him well, but I think that's the case, yeah.
tremendous talent. I remember when he won the event that he did win. It was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. I can picture it now. I just can't think where it was. Was
13th
it
frame.
Warwick?
Rob
I
Donkin to
think
break,
it was
trailing
before I
7
came
frames to
back
5.
on. I'm not
Mm.
sure. I was going to ask you who he beat in the final, if you can remember that.
No, I can't remember. I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was the year before I came back on.
Right.
But
And he's got one from the break as well, and that's a good split.
oh, that was a
Oh,
good
look
split.
at them. He's
How'd you like them apples?
Reds, do you think?
Yeah, just for a laugh, like just to challenge yourself.
I mean, look at that. Not a ball within a few inches of a cushion.
To be fair, you could take either set.
Yep. Don't think there'll be any use of the extension in this frame. But again, it's just a couple of inches short there. It's not going to be a problem, but
It's hard to see where it can go wrong, really. It's
yeah. I think the only thing that can go wrong is if he does a miscue.
yeah, a kick or an incredibly careless shot is probably the only thing here for Rob. And
Ooh, he's,
that was bordering on careless.
he's not wasting any time. Oh, he's flashing the side around, isn't he?
Showboating, showing off, isn't he?
Round the white comes.
I remember playing side on a shot once. Yeah.
Great break, great
Nice.
clearance.
Very quick 2 frames for Rob there, and a bit of pressure on Jack, I suppose, now on his break.
Yeah, look
He
at that.
knows he's going to have to get a ball.
You wouldn't have played that shot, would you? With all that side on like that.
No, I can't play side. I'm definitely a middle of the white kind of guy, just roll them in, as Mr. Jason Twist used to say to me all the time.
Yep, nice finish there from Rob. 7-6. It's starting to get exciting now. Jack's break. His last break was 2 frames ago. His last shot was 2 frames ago.
Yeah, like I think we touched on it earlier, it's so easy
14th
to
frame,
lose 2
Jack
frames in a
Whelan to
row
break.
with
Leaving 7
one,
frames
you know,
to
with
6.
just one dry break or one bad shot. You can find your opponent getting 2 frames on the board from it.
And this game's so brutal that this could be his last shot of the match.
Again, he didn't catch the front ball flush. The white went towards the side cushion.
Look at the Reds again. What is going on? Yeah, exactly the same break as last time.
Yeah, I found myself in practice. I was breaking down the middle, but at the start of the weekend I couldn't find a ball, so I just decided to move it more between the side cushion and the centre spot, and I found that I was getting a ball more consistently. I wouldn't say I was getting a ball every time, but I felt like they were splitting better most of the time, and I was getting, so I stuck to that.
So this is the big shot of this frame. If he can take this one up the rail.
It's pretty routine after that.
Yeah, the frame's at his mercy. He did miss one into this bag earlier.
It should just be pocket weight, I would have thought. Yes.
In it goes, no mistakes. As you say, this is ABC
Yeah,
for a
it
player
really
of Rob
is.
Donkin's calibre.
This is what they call Mary Ploppins.
Even I might get these in my heyday.
Steady on, Kev. They're not that easy. Back in the mullet days, is that, Kev?
Back in the moustache days. So here we go. It looks like we're going to be into a final frame thriller. Although that's a careless one, that.
Yeah, he's all right. I think it's easier than it looks on our screen.
Crikey.
It's not that far away from it.
In it goes, no mistake. 3 dishes on the spin
Yeah.
from Rob Donkin. 2 against the Jack Whelan
Yeah.
break. 1 on his own. We'll just see that black again. No mistake.
It's been a strange match, hasn't it, the way it's flipped around?
It's certainly caught fire in the last few minutes.
Yeah,
though.
I think there's been a lot of finish since 4-all. I
Mm.
think there's been a lot of finishes.
So, decider will be.
Jack will be praying for a dry break or a very messy layout.
Yeah. Will it be fist pumps or handshakes? One of the two. But it's going to be Rob to break.
Did they shake hands at the start or did they fist? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a handshake.
Final
Yeah,
frame.
happy with the handshake.
Rob Donkin to break. 7 frames all. Time running.
Here we go. What can Rob muster on his break? Like you say, I think he's just looking for an excuse not to watch.
He'll just be thinking, give me a ball. Please.
Winding it up. And smash. Where's the white going?
Oh.
He's got a ball.
Oh,
He's got another ball. There's another ball going in.
Oh, my goodness. Look at them.
Oh, wow.
Look at them. Jack is going to feel sick in his chair. No shot from 7-4 up.
That's got to be one of the best breaks of the weekend.
Yeah,
Never mind the
I mean,
match.
obviously that's how you want to break all the time, but at 7-all to get a break like that it's the stuff dreams are made of.
So it's all about. This is going to be his hardest shot.
I actually fancy
Reds.
I actually fancy Heyday Barton getting these, actually, like you said before.
Crikey, steady on. You don't hear that every day. Can you remind me when the heyday was? Because I can't remember.
I think it was when I was still at school, Kev, I'm not sure.
I think it was a Tuesday. I can remember it. So he's having to just think this one out a little bit. It's just gone.
A Tuesday night at the Lupset.
I
Used
think
to play at a venue called the Lupset.
There was no upset at the Lupset. I think he's a bit too straight on this. He's certainly making hard work of this.
Yes.
That can only be the pressure.
I think he got a slightly bad contact there. The white almost stopped and then just sort of like trickled through.
And he definitely missed one in this pocket earlier as well.
He would never have envisioned having to put a ball like that when that layout came out of the start. But fair play, he's knocked it in, and
that is a great comeback from Rob Donkin. Well played.
Yeah.
And I'll just go grab a few words with him and leave you in capable hands of Lee for a couple of minutes.
yeah, 4 faultless frames from Rob there, from 7-4 down. Jack will be sick. He's not had a poke, but that's top level pool for you. And I think that's Rob through to the quarterfinals now. So top performance from Rob there, and I'll hand you over to Kev. He's going to have a little word with the winner. Thanks a lot.
Which event did you win?
The European 2017.
It was Warwick, was it?
Coventry.
Coventry, yeah. And joined by our latest winner of that absolutely fantastic match, Rob Donkin. Rob, that was some comeback in the end there.
Yeah, over the moon, yeah. At 6-4 or 7-4 down, I didn't expect to win it, basically. I was on the motorway on the way home, really. But, yeah, it was made sure... I just thought, just give myself a chance to win it, and managed to take him. He was unlucky on a couple of dry breaks because he hits the break so hard. I look at it and think I can't see how a ball doesn't drop, but it didn't, luckily for me, and I managed to clear up when I needed to.
Yeah, it was a sort of strange match. Quite, you were pulling out some big shots early on, not quite getting the nudges and the rewards from those big shots. It ended up being a little bit scrappy, and then the second half of the match, you were just both on fire.
Yeah, it kind of. I should have gone 5-4 up. I missed a yellow down this bottom corner here, but I still would have had a hard shot down the cushion, and then I would have had to play a back double to win the frame. But as soon as I went 5-4 down, I thought, I've missed my chance, because players like Jack doesn't give you any more. Doesn't usually give you another chance. But like I say, luckily he broke dry a couple of times, and it meant that I was able to win the match. But I don't think I've missed a ball towards the end there, so hopefully I'll keep it up.
Well, it was 2 reverse dishes and 2 dishes on your own break, so Jack's had 2 shots from being 7-4 up. I mean, that just shows how brutal the game is.
Yeah, massively, yeah, it happens to us all. Sometimes you're going home and you think, I haven't had a chance to win the game, and I'm fortunate to him. He's like you say, I didn't realise it was that way, but he hasn't had a chance to win really. It's not fair sometimes, but that's Paul, isn't it?
How did you manage to turn it around then? Because you sort of seemed to be playing okay, but there was a couple of missed opportunities. You missed a couple in the corner bag, but then somehow you've regrouped and not missed a pot for 4 frames.
Yeah, you just got to keep trying. It's like a lot of the time when I go behind, I give up too easily. My dad would always say that, and everyone just says just stick in there and give it a chance, and look what's happened. So hopefully, I can take some positive from this for a change.
Well, Rob, great performance, well done. You're in the quarterfinals. Hopefully, we'll see you later on. So good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you.